everyone, I'm in a towel and I had the best night's sleep last night. I don't know whether it was all of the lovely fine wines that we got to try last night that just knocked me out, but I just feel so refreshed, it's unbelievable. Today I've got a meeting with my life coach Jacqueline. So this is just us, like we're basically friends now, I would say. Like, it's funny, isn't it? This woman changed my life. We can talk about this in another video, but if you want to see the video that I've done with Jacqueline and all of the things that I've learned, I'll link it down below, because I actually did a bit of a sit down video after I did one of her full courses. I'm getting up and getting ready for the day, and I'm getting my hair done. So my hair is at that point where it really needs to be washed, but there's no point in me doing it this morning because I'm getting it done today. And I am doing what I said I was going to do last time, and I'm chopping off my hair. I'm going to chop it to the same length that it was this time last year. I really like that more mid-length, long look, especially for winter as well, where my style becomes a bit more polished and tailored and refined, slightly less kind of like floral and feminine. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to a bit of a refresh as well, and just a fresh cut, and seeing Despina as well, because I've not seen her for so long. I mean, it's been a few months, but it feels like forever. And so we're going to discuss maybe introducing a bit more blonde, because that is literally all I say to her is I want a bit more blonde in my hair all the time. So that's basically the plan of action for the day. Then I'm heading home. I'm looking forward to getting home, kissing their schnoots and just cuddling up, and probably a night by the fire, I think.
At your service, madame.
Ah, thank you.
She wants
my morning coffee.
A lot of coffee.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'll just pop it here. Thank you so much. Good,
It's
in it.
amazing. Yeah.
Good in it. Thank you. You're looking very smart, babe.
I've not finished yet.
Oh gosh, we're in for a treat. If you're not following Abby's TikTok, he's posting his outfits over on his TikTok, and I think he's kind of been on the same journey as me in terms of like refining our style and just really finding what makes us happy, and getting dressed and like putting on outfits that we love in the morning has really become something that we both share. As like, we come in and we're like, what do you think? It's really lovely. I'm gonna have a slurp of my coffee, which has just been delivered. Hot. And I'm about to get myself ready for the day, so I'm going to get a full face of makeup on to try and detract from the fact that my hair needs to be washed. I've got hairbands, which are literally like my saving grace at the moment, so I'm going to pop a hairband on so that it's not quite so yee back there. But what I am going to unbox with you is some new seasonal items that have just launched with Beauty Pie. If you don't know, Beauty Pie is a membership service that I work with and I love and I'm obsessed with. Like, I take their stuff with me everywhere. This is the one product that made me like fall head over heels in love with Beauty Pie. This is their Japan Fusion, and we gave it away free on our last like working together. But so you have to let me know in the comments if you tried it and if you loved it. For me, it's like a drink of water for my skin, like splashing fresh water. It's so good. They've just released their winter seasonal kind of fragrances and options. So they've got candles, they've got actual like eau de parfums and fragrances, and also body creams, which I'm obviously very happy about because I was wearing their sort of spring summery body cream throughout spring summer, and obviously it's then discontinued, and I didn't have a lovely smelling seasonal body cream to pop on. And it's part of one of the things that I love about beauty is changing things seasonally and really like just getting in tune with them. And I think you want smells that are different at this time of year, something a bit warmer, and that's what we've got for you. So before I show you them, I'm going to change my battery because I don't know about you, I can't concentrate when the red thing blinks at me like this. It makes me like nervous, and then I say weird things like happy birthday, which is not good. So I'm going to just change my battery and have another slurp of coffee. You would laugh if you could see the tripod that I've got you on. It's a tissue box, a wine glass turned upside down, a Saint-Tropez tub, and then the camera. It is extremely precarious, but I'm going to start off my beauty routine with popping on the beautiful new, now I'm hoping I'm going to say this right, La Posie de Chiffres. Have I butchered that? Let me know in the comments. I know I've got some wonderful French speaking followers, and hopefully you can correct my pronunciation. La Poésie des Chiffres. So this is the new body cream, and as I was saying, Beauty Pie is basically a membership service, and you sign up. It's basically like the best membership service in beauty to be a part of, because you get products up to 70% off like the retail price, because they cut out the middleman of everything. Basically, there's no like markups on packaging, all of those kinds of things. So you're just getting really good products and not paying for all of the faff around it. And I think that that is so unique, especially for me, because buying things like body cream, I don't want to compromise on how lovely the experiences of wearing it, the fragrances are, but I also use so much of it. I moisturize my body every single day. I want to make sure that I can justify the upkeep of this beauty routine. So you become a member, and you have access to their products basically, and they are some of the most game-changing products I have ever used. Like I was saying about the Japan Fusion, they really work, and you can often see as well, you're like, you've taken this product and you've made it accessible for pretty much everyone. And I fill my boots whenever I do a Beauty Pie order. It's always a big box that arrives, and I love it. And so if you're wondering what the items are that I love, when I get home tonight, I'm probably gonna do a skincare routine with you anyway, but if you want to know the products that I love, I've got my own little edit page. These new items will be in there as well, but a lot of my other old favorites will be in there, so things that I love and use every single day. But I'm gonna get myself moisturized for the day. Like, look how beautiful this is. It has this beautiful blush pink tone to the body cream. Now, I sampled this a few months ago, I think, and oh my gosh, the smell. It's delicate. Oh, how do I explain this? It's delicate, but you know that mixing with your own kind of fragrances at this time of year, it's just gonna add a really unique edge. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually correct, but I'm almost getting like a chocolate, mint choc chip kind of subtle fragrance to it. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna get this on. And what I find with beautiful body creams is they almost like, as your body heats up throughout the day, it basically like releases the fragrance even more. So always a nice little touch if you value beautiful fragrances. I'm obviously not going to moisturize whilst I'm in a towel, but I'm going to get it on. I need to get some fake tan on my face and get myself ready for the day. I also have some fragrances as well. These are some more seasonal fragrances, and these I think are absolutely beautiful, because again, these are so like, how do I say, like, you only know about Beauty Pie if you're like part of the club. That's what it feels like to me. And so these fragrances are going to be like buying into a niche fragrance, a beautiful niche fragrance brand, but without the markups. These aren't going to be your standard fragrances that you get on in like mass production. So if you're like me and you like something a bit more unique than the mainstream fragrances, these are going to rock your world. So this is their fig based one. But this is like a warm, deep fig, because I often go for fig in summertime, but this has a real depth to it. Still has those notes of freshness from summer, but absolutely, oh, think a well-known French, think a well-known French fragrance brand that does candles, and you've got one of their most iconic fragrances just here. That's all I'm going to say. So this one is Figuier de Dalmatie. Lovely. The hint is in the actual name of this fragrance as well. And this is, I love the name of this, Angelique's Letters. So this has almost a like festive sherbet kind of feel to it. So if you like a bit of citrus, if you like those more warming, oh, tell you what, these two together, wow, that's spectacular. Goodness me. And I love the bottles. Like these bottles, they've not gone over the top to try and make anything any more than the usual Beauty Pie understated branding, and it works perfectly for these more niche fragrances. Absolutely love them. So these will be on my little edit page on the Beauty Pie website. So I'll link that in the description box down below. I'll link the products as well if you want to try them out. I'm gonna get myself ready for the day. I'm also gonna pop some of my Japan Fusion on my face as well, just to lock in some moisture. I feel like I've missed out for so long on Beauty Pie, and I think that it's one of those things that a lot of people, like, they see it and they're like, do I want to be part of this? Take it from me firsthand. All of the girls are signed up to Beauty Pie in the office, and we all compare notes on what products we've been buying, what we're loving. We all add them to our baskets, etc, etc. We'll send each other pictures like, oh my gosh, you need to try this. It is so much fun, just that side of things, especially in the office, but we all love and use Beauty Pie. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready. Right, I am rushing now. I'm gonna pop you down here. Hopefully I can get far enough back, but I have packed up all of my stuff ready to go. I'm gonna head to my first meeting, and I'm going to wear Angelique's love letters because it feels like all of the romance that I absolutely love. So a couple of spritzes. Oh, perfect. I'll pop all of the links to my favorite Beauty Pie pieces in the description box down below for you. I've now got to rush out the door, grab my stuff, and head on my merry way. Okay, I've finished up meetings, and I'm currently in the hot seat with Despina, and we are about to cut about, is that like 4 inches? About 4 inches off my hair, which is a bit wild to me. I'm very brave. So festive. How lovely. I have never been so happy to be home. My puppies. Oh, it smells delicious. I've missed you so much. You're good boys, you miss your mummy. I'm very happy to be home. My headband is on a little bit far back on my head. But look, babe.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't have noticed, would you?
I would have done.
It's very short. It's very short, but I feel very, very good about it. But I'm coming home very late. I got my first ever wheelie on my own. We used it, Ali and I together, but he booked it when we were coming back from a night out with friends not long ago. And I booked myself a lovely wheelie, and it was very, very good. It's like Uber, but for chauffeur-driven cars. And so I just sat in the back and watched YouTube videos. But I returned home to a wonderful roast dinner, cooked by my husband, and I could smell wood smoke outside. Oh, Lumi, hello, my fluffy girl. Hello. Don't get too excited, my smallie. Don't jump up. Don't jump up. Oh, I cannot express how lovely it was to come home last night to the sausages and sleep in my own bed. I had such a lovely time in London, but I really did just love coming home. I'm up this morning. I've had such a lovely lay-in, and things are happening at the house. The gates are going in either side of the property, which means we'll have a 3-gate system, but it'll mean that our dogs are sort of safe in the garden and they can't run out. Yes, I've got my headband on, and it is surgically attached to my head at the moment. I just love them, and do you know what it is? I get to have the enjoyment of having my hair down but away from my face. So I'm very much enjoying that. I am about to put on my Beauty Pie Japan Fusion, which is one of my holy grails. In fact, I need to order some more because we are down to the end. This is basically like just the most wonderful serum for keeping your skin hydrated, especially if you're using a lot of resurfacing and things like that. It is the one thing that just, oh, like nourishes my skin. It's not an oil, it's not a cream, it's just this beautiful kind of like thick water almost, and it just feels so fantastic on your skin. So you'll find that on my page on Beauty Pie as well. I'm gonna head upstairs and get myself ready for the day. My hair has obviously been done. And what happens when I get my hair done is for the first sort of few washes, it's usually quite vibrant. I remember last time people were saying things like, oh, your hairdresser did you dirty. And it's like, no, these things can be a process. When you have it done, you kind of tend to not wash it for a few days. It looks like, for me, I'm so happy. I'm so much brighter. But I won't wash it for a few days to let the colour bed in. And then it will soften over the next few kind of, I'd say 2 weeks. It will soften and blend in to this perfectly balayaged, like baby lighted blondie brown. And obviously I cut 4 inches off my hair, and do you know what, I honestly thought that it was going to be so much more drastic. My hair was like here and I cut it up to here. I thought it was going to be so much more drastic, and it just isn't. So I'm over the moon. I thought I was going to take a while to get used to it, but in all honesty, my hair feels so much healthier. But for the most part, I haven't seen myself this bright and blonde for such a long time. So if you remember last year when I went to Carton House, I'd gone like dark brown in preparation for a colour correction, and oh, I missed my sort of buttery blonde so much. Anyway, I'm gonna go upstairs, get dressed for the day, and check out how these gates are looking, because the trees are in on the patio. It's so nice to come home and see things like done as well. It's very exciting. I'm doing minimal makeup today, so I thought I would just pop you up and show you another of my favorites. Also, just to remind you before I show you this, that I do have my discount code, which is Lydia Sent Me. So if you're looking to get perhaps like a gift for someone out of these pieces, like I think the body cream would make such a wonderful gift. Also the candle, I showed you them in Vlogmas Day 1, but I've got another one to show you. I'm just gonna light my candles anyway because I'm home and it makes me feel festive. What you could do is get someone the Beauty Pie membership as like a stocking filler, like for the year or something like that, and you can use my code Lydia Sent Me, which that will get you £10 off the annual fee for joining Beauty Pie, which is just a lovely little touch as well. So if you're thinking about that for a stocking filler, I think that I would be over the moon, and it's definitely one that I'll use for like loved ones. But you could also do the stocking filler membership, but also then maybe put together a little beauty hamper with the seasonal items like the Christmas candles, etc, etc. I always think that's lovely. Or you could set someone up for the new year. They also do supplements, makeup bits, body bits, like just all of the stuff to set you up for like a fresh start. This is one of my favorite products. This is the I never know what it's called, and I use it so much that it's rubbed off. But it's basically like a brightening under eye corrector, and I use it on the days when I want a really bright illuminated under eye, but something that's maybe like not quite so makeup-y. And it just instantly, if you see, I mean, I don't have particularly dark under eyes anyway, but it just kind of perfects it and makes it look a little bit brighter and more beautiful. I also use it on the tip of my nose, of course, when I'm having my no makeup days. Although it's not no makeup day, it's just a sort of barely there. But this is another product, but like I said, you can find everything on my little page. I'm gonna slather myself in the body cream this morning, put something warm and comfy on, probably a cashmere dress, and head outside. But just don't forget that there's my code. It's Lydia Sent Me. It'll get you £10 off the annual fee, which, like I said, is just a nice touch. And I guarantee that you will be hooked. Like I said, we are all hooked in the office, and it's a lovely little kind of club that it's a lovely kind of like membership that we're all really happy to be a part of. I also use the Japan Fusion face mist, and I think it's in my beauty bag downstairs, but I also use the hair heat protector as well from Beauty Pie. It's just like those little add-on beauty bits that you think, I don't want to spend a fortune on that. It doesn't need to be expensive. I just want something that's really beautiful quality and gonna do the job, but not pay for all of the faff and the markups. So that's why I get a lot of body products from there, etc, etc. So anyway, let's get ready for the day. Oh my goodness, my nails pretty much match the box of this Beauty Pie candle. This is the Fir Balsam Sandalwood and Sweet Orange candle. I got a bunch of these at the beginning of the Christmas decorations, and These are basically constantly burning in my house at the moment. I love the fact that Beauty Pie are doing these more seasonal scents and having a bit more of like an edit with these things. So because we have some very special guests of honor today, I am going to light this incredibly beautiful candle. They also do a stunning, I think it's like a sweet, well, this is the sweet orange one, but there's more of like a sort of cinnamony, festive. This is more like what you would smell if you were in amongst all of the Christmas trees, and I love it, but it's still got that sweet edge. There's also the orange one, which I unboxed in my decorating video as well. I love that just as much, and it's perfect for creating different scented zones in your house. I'm going to pop this one on our island and get the house smelling super fresh because we have, as I said, some guests of honor. But remember, I've got my discount code for Beauty Pie. So if you were looking to treat someone or get someone Christmas or treat yourself, whatever, now's the perfect time to basically become a part of the best beauty membership system that there is. Also, by the way, I decided to go for a full face of makeup today because even though we're shooting, I don't necessarily always need to wear a full face of makeup, but I thought I'm gonna go with it because we have Romeo and Cloud on their way to the house at the moment. I've always wanted to bring them and hack around this area because it is so beautiful, it's unreal. And today I'm going to get that opportunity. So they're in the horse box at the moment on their way here. I will obviously show you when they get here. But my outfit of the day is a Holland, well, it's actually not my outfit of the day. This is my outfit to shoot in. It's a Holland Cooper blazer, this kind of black and white one with the patches. I thought this was quite sleek. I've also got some Lumia leggings on because they've got the sticky bits which help me stick to the saddle. I've also got my Amazon rubber riding boots, which I got ripped for. I didn't realise that they were like a thing that kids use, but in all honesty, these are one of those things that I don't care about. They are so identical to my Hermes riding boots that I often pick these up by mistake because they actually, I wish that my Hermes boots stood up and didn't slouch in the way that these do. I wish that they were slightly more rigid. And it's hilarious to me how similar they are. So if you like the look of my Hermes riding boots and you want a practical boot purchase, honestly, these are insane. Like, they look so good. And before I do go and like invest, like I'm slowly building up the things that I need. I've just got myself some Holland Cooper gloves so that I've got the right hand protection during winter. I've also bought myself a proper like bag. I've bought myself some proper equestrian base layers and some equestrian coats. I'm just kind of getting there slowly, and I'm totally cool with just taking my time with these things. And also just finding the right boots. I think I'm going to order the Solaris ones, but basically what you need to do with them is you need to go down and have them measured. You can do them remotely, but I don't want to like do it wrong. No, stop crying at the Christmas tree. Porter's trick this year is that he's crying at the Christmas tree. I don't know what you're, oh, you want one of the birds, that's why you can see it. I need to move that up. But yeah, so as much as like we're not always conditioned to deal with people being amateurs that have a platform, I'm totally leaning into the fact that I'm a complete and utter amateur when it comes to horse riding. And so building up my equipment and what I use and what I need is just gonna take me a bit of time. And if these rubber riding boots are something that help me, then that's all that matters. As long as my feet are sort of like the right shape to go into the stirrups, etc., rather than wearing something that's super bulky, that's what I'm going to go with until I find the right boots. And I think they look really nice. Perhaps that's just me, but I think they look really, really nice. And also these sticky leggings are super helpful. So we've got them coming today. I don't really know what, they can stay here basically until 4 o'clock, but I don't really know if they'll go in the garden, how the dogs are going to be. I literally have no idea, but I do have some things to show you whilst we wait for them to arrive, because we have some exciting developments in the garden, and I'm sure the boys will come out with me. Come on, good boys. So first and foremost, you have to ignore my little pot thingy there, but we have are canopy trees. Now they're going to look a little bit sad now because these really kind of come to life in the transitional seasons, and obviously we're now much like kind of past those seasons, so they look a bit sad, but these will erupt into beautiful white blossoms and create this beautiful white canopy. We've got 4 of them that like border the table, and it's so nice to just have them there, nice height, and just creates like a little bit more structure on the terrace, which we're very happy about. We also have our temporary pier caps for our walls, so these are actually going to be different, and they're going to have a little ball which matches with the estate over the wall. But this is one of the big ones. We have our gates now. Obviously these went on yesterday and the posts have been in for a lot longer, so we're just waiting for these to weather up, obviously. But look at that ironmongery. Oh, I can't wait for them to just have that sort of weathered look to them so they match. But this is our sausage dog proof gating to this area. We wanted something quite decorative, and this has been entirely made by the carpenter that has been working on our sort of garden renovation from scratch. He sent us loads of videos. If you want to see them, head over to our home account Instagram, because he is so good at social media, it's unbelievable. He's doing time lapses, everything. But these obviously open up and create a beautiful walkway with our archway, but it's just so gorgeous. We just can't believe that it's actually finally in and finished in this way. I'll take you around to our other gates. You can hear the birds of prey. So this side of the garden is a little bit more of a work in progress, but we have just finalised our shed. We also don't have the balustrades in just yet, and this gate here is obviously waiting to be sausage dog proofed. We are having some extra bars added to the bottom here, which will just mean that the dogs can't get through. So we've still got these doggy gates in front of it for now, but you get the kind of gist of things, of how beautiful this looks, how much of a difference it means. We can still get the cars in and out of this area, and they match in with the estate round here, and it's just so beautiful. I'm honestly just over the moon. You can also see our new wall that we built as well, where it meets the old wall. But yes, at the moment we are waiting for our shed. I think the shed will be after Christmas now. These balustrades shouldn't be after Christmas, but we're going to double check on that. We have our final topiary tree, which has been planted as well. So this entire walkway is now finished. We're just looking for the iron structures that we're going to be putting in for the roses. But you can see how it's all coming together again. It's just beautiful. The kitchen will be going in after Christmas. Just a few delays with things and stuff like that. Oh, it looks like we've had a big tree come down. Goodness me. But yeah, so a little bit of an update there. Our terrace is now, apart from the, what's it called, the pier caps and the light well cover, finished, I think. Is it finished? It must be. Yeah. Light well cover and the finished pier caps, and we are good to go with it. I honestly can't believe it. I can't believe we've got to this point and we've got a finished terrace. We had s'mores out here last night. It's wonderful. Anyway, I'm gonna head inside, get all of my other stuff ready, and get ready for the horsies to arrive. Welcome! Oh my goodness, you're here! We've talked about this a lot. You don't know where you are. Oh my goodness me! Oh mon Dieu, lady! She's lost.
Other than that,
Here we go.
It's carnage! Yes, you can sense there is something going on. There is something going on, and you want to know about it. You do, you're very busybodies. Very busybodies. We're going to go and get some carrots for the horsies. Yes, you go find out what's... You find out what's going on. You can't see anything because we've got the gates. Right, I'm just going over to the raised beds to get the horses some carrots, because they've had a long journey. Well, not too long, but I think they just deserve something lovely. So I'm going to grab them some carrots out. Apparently the muddier the better. I've got the goods. I've got the goods. Not for you, puppies. Using the gate for the first time, I think. No, puppies, no. Ah, no. First time. Good boys. Nice to see the gate doing its work. Oh, yeah. Carrots from Auntie Lydia's garden. Very jealous, Cloud, I hear you. You're such a good boy. They're nice. Grown with love. They're nice. You get a little bit of green afterwards. You get to eat your greens. You get that? Good boy, that's it, isn't it? Do you want this one too? So give one to Cloud. Shush! Absolute hooligans. Shush!
They're like, who are these animals on my turf?
That's not a sausage.
Might do you want to bring
this one first.
Little horse wants a
Oh,
little cow.
Oh!
Good girl. Yeah. Oh no, Barkley just wants to eat his poo. Oh, sorry. That's what he'll want to do. Come on. You're not getting in the horse box. And their tails are wagging for the most part, so they're just kind of like...
Sussing it out.
Yeah, sussing it out, see? You can tell Barkley wants to play.
Yeah.
He really wants to play, but he's
sure.
like, size difference here is a bit off. Not eating the horse poo, please. Come on.
He's a softie.
He really is. He's being so good with them. Yeah. They just want to be friends.
Gentle giant.
I'm a big gentle giant.
Go on, Barkley. Good boy. Good boy, Barkley. Go on.
I'll kiss you.
Go on, Barkley. Go on.
Barkley, you can do it.
Nearly then.
Well
Good boy.
done, Portaline. Well done.
Good boys.
Okay. No poo. Come on. Gosh, they're desperate for honestly. They are like poo munchers. It is horrific.
You are a little poo monster.
Really?
Yeah.
You're so close. Slobbering all over me.
We are now behind the scenes on the photo shoot today, getting Claudia and Mike their Christmas card photo. I love this so much. Oh my gosh. Yay. It is my job to manically throw this around to keep the horse's attention. Oh, Cloud is going to sleep. Oh, little Cloud. Well, that was bloomin' fantastic. Lots of filming. We think this big guy has a little bit of an upset tummy though, so we've brought them back for some lovely food. We're going to put some food on the table for us, warm up a little bit, and let these guys chill. Loved having you here. Auntie Lydia's heart is very full from having you here. Look at these two boys being kept in by their fence. Yes! You want to come and see your friends? I don't think this is going to get old anytime soon. I'm taking the dogs out. Oh, you've got the new oak smell on these gates. Oh, they feel so spectacular. Good boys. Taking these ones on a walk and admiring our beautiful new entranceway. Obviously ignore the all green signage there. It just doesn't get old. So wonderful, and just a real testament to craftsmanship. The guy that built these gates just did so lovingly, and using them, knowing that they were made with love, with beautiful finishes like this, is unreal. Such an experience. Well, we're going to have some very soggy puppies, very muddy puppies as well. Can barely walk. Oh my goodness me. Hello. It is Sunday and I've just washed my hair for the first time after having it done and put lots of masks and goodness onto it. It's just feeling very lovely and thick and healthy because we've chopped loads off. I mean, there's still lots to do, but it just softens instantly, which I love. I'm on a dog walk with the dogs, obviously, and I was going to be filming for my Christmas intro today. I have to be honest, I'm very sad about the weather this year because usually it's nice and crisp and wintry at this time of year and we get beautiful light in the morning. Unfortunately, we are not getting that at the moment. I'm guessing it's probably sort of global warming or something. I don't know too much about it, but it's yeah. It's not playing ball, whereas last year we had the most spectacular sunrises and frosts and things like that. But I've been saying to myself, Lydia, you're putting pressure on yourself that you don't need to put on you, because these videos and these vlogs and Vlogmas, they're a depiction of your life and they're not a TV programme. And so these intros are just a reflection of reality, and I hadn't been really inspired until that moment of what I wanted to do for my Christmas intro. And so I spoke to Ali about it, and obviously you would have seen it by now, but I just was like, do you know what, all I want to do is include all of the things that I love into my Christmas intro. So dog walks, horse riding, kitchen garden, you know, my Defender, which is part of our life, and my family at the end with all of us together. And if we can do that in a way that like captures it for my Christmas intro, then that's what I want to do. That's what I love, and that's what I'm happy about. So it may not be as wintry, and maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm doing myself a disservice. We haven't finished it yet, but it may not be as wintry and Christmas and sparkly and frosty as previous years. I have obviously been doing this for a long time, and these are like one of the things that I look forward to. But I have to remember that this is like my life. And one day I'll sit down and I'll watch it all back, and I'll be like, oh, that was the year when it was bizarrely warm in November, and it was different that year. And we can't always have the lovely sparkly frosty wintry autumn winter time. Sometimes it comes a bit later and it's a bit wet, but do you know what, actually it's bloody beautiful today anyway, so it doesn't bother me. I was just worrying because I was like, oh, what are people going to expect from me? And they're going to expect this, that and the other. And do you know what, as with everything I do, I do things that the forefront is to be authentic with who I am and what it is that I do and what I love, and share that with you. And so this is what it's like at the moment here in the countryside where I live, and that will be depicted in my Christmas intro, but hopefully it will fill you with all of the good vibes and the whatevers that you get from the videos, and you'll understand that it just is what it is. My favourite saying at the moment is, it just is. Like, and I feel like that just explains everything. It's one of my favourite sayings, to just, whenever sort of anything is causing you any form of like discomfort, it just is. And that's it. It just is. And I love it. I've been saying it so much, I'm sure everyone around me is just sick of it, but I'm like, it just is. Anyway, gonna continue walking with these two little snuggle muffins. It's actually not that cold today as well. Would you like to go past me? Am I in your way? Honestly, like, get out of my way, mummy. Get out of my way, I'm a big boy now. I'm gonna ride up front. I'm gonna protect you. Well, what a gift that is. My goodness me, I nearly didn't come on this walk today, and then that is the spectacular, almost sunset that we get. It's just like a soft box of nature. How beautiful. What a treat. What an absolute treat of an evening. However, can somebody please design harnesses like this that are comfortable for dogs to wear whilst also being secure? These ones are secured with Velcro, and they need to be secured with clips, because when the Velcro gets soggy, they come out of their harnesses. But the other harnesses are not comfortable, and the boys don't like them. So if someone, I mean, I might just end up sewing some clips on myself, but yeah, not ideal when they've got poo all over them from the fields. Yes, you do your thing, Barkley. Well done. I am cozying on the sofa after a lovely walk, and this is probably going to be the most boring update ever. Ali is in the kitchen making us dinner. We've got mac and cheese, we've got a real feast. We haven't got any food in, but we were going to order a takeaway, and then Ali said, oh, I'll get something when I'm out and about. He was picking up one of his watches from the shop, and I've just been scrolling through Instagram, and finally, I think I know what I want to put on this wall. I've looked at this wall for such a long time, and I've thought, do you know what? It's very, very plain. For an all black wall, could definitely do with something on it. And I think there is such a thing, in my opinion, I think there is such a thing as like having too much art in one room, like little bits. Sometimes you need a big standout piece, and I've just seen the most beautiful almost like tapestry, and I saw a tapestry when I went to Ashby Manor House recently. They have one in their hallway and I'm inspired. I'm completely inspired. I think that it will be so cozy on that wall, but also if I can find something with beautiful kind of like navy and green tones, I think it will pick out the sort of details of this room really beautifully. I'll insert a picture of the kind of tapestry that I'm thinking, but just hung really kind of relaxed on that wall behind the sofa. I think that would be super cozy. But anyway, mac and cheese is coming right up. I'm snuggling on the sofa. I have been snuggling with the boys, and I'm looking forward to a feast because I am so hungry. My hair, by the way, did not last the dog walk. I spent a lifetime doing it this morning, and it was worth it because that sunset was absolutely spectacular.
Hello.
Ali is oh no, it's blurry. Ali's currently teasing the dogs. He's basically got their rabbit ears and running from door to door. Wait, do it again. Oh boys, he's teasing you. That's Ali at the other door. Oh, give it to them now. Portellini! They're catching on. Running in. Such a Malteser. Portellini. Well done, Portellina Barcaline.
Gently.
Look at that tail.
Gently. Gently. Gently.
Good boy.